There's a moment in every relationship, romantic, platonic, professional, when someone decides how they see you. Maybe it's after a nervous laugh at the wrong time or when you stumble over your words trying to explain yourself. That flicker of judgment can feel like a verdict on who you are. And if you've ever been told, or even worried, that women think you're weak, here's the truth. Their opinion doesn't define you. What defines you is what you believe about yourself. Today, we'll explore why external perceptions often carry so much weight, and why the ancient philosophy of Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from within. By the end of this video, you'll understand how focusing less on what others think and more on mastering yourself can transform not just how you show up in life, but also how you feel about yourself. Let's start by addressing something important. Weakness isn't always physical. It's rarely about whether you can lift heavy weights or run fast. Instead, people, women included, often perceive weakness as insecurity, indecisiveness, or an inability to handle challenges with calmness and clarity. For example, maybe you found yourself apologizing excessively for small mistakes, or perhaps you avoid making decisions because you fear being judged for them later. These behaviors signal uncertainty, and they can lead others to question your confidence. But here's where things get interesting. Perception is subjective. Just because someone labels you as weak doesn't make it true. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They believed that our worth isn't determined by other people's opinions. It's rooted in our character. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's most famous Stoics, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." In other words, what matters isn't how others see you. It's how you choose to respond to those judgments. So, how do we shift away from worrying about external validation? The answer lies in self-mastery. Self-mastery means developing control over your thoughts, emotions, and actions. When you master yourself, you stop letting fleeting opinions dictate your behavior. Let me give you a practical example. Imagine you're in a conversation and someone criticizes you. Instead of reacting defensively or shrinking into silence, you pause. You take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this criticism valid? Can I learn from it? If yes, great, you've grown. If no, then you let it go without letting it rattle you. This kind of emotional resilience is what Stoicism calls virtue. Now, consider another scenario. Picture two men walking into a room. One spends his energy trying to impress everyone. He laughs too loudly, talks over others, and constantly seeks approval. The second man listens intently, speaks thoughtfully, and remains unfazed by any side-eye glances. Who appears stronger? The difference isn't charisma or charm, it's self-assurance. The second man knows he doesn't need to prove anything to anyone because his sense of worth comes from within. The beauty of this approach is that it works everywhere. Whether you're navigating dating, friendships, or career relationships, focusing on internal virtue frees you from the exhausting game of seeking constant validation. You become unshakable, not because you don't care what others think, but because you've realized their opinions don't define you. And here's the kicker. Women aren't looking for perfection. They're drawn to authenticity and stability. Confidence doesn't mean never feeling insecure. It means acknowledging those feelings and choosing to act anyway. A man who embodies self-mastery doesn't try to convince others of his value. He simply lives according to his principles, regardless of who's watching. If there's one thing you take away from this video, let it be this. Focus on building your inner strength. Start small today. Next time you catch yourself worrying about what someone else thinks, remind yourself that their opinion has no power unless you give it power. Practice pausing before reacting, reflecting on your values, and acting with intention rather than impulse. I'd love to hear from you. What's one area where you struggle with external judgment? Comment below and share your thoughts. If you found this perspective helpful, Hit that like button and subscribe for more insights on personal growth and philosophy. Remember, real strength isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. Until next time, stay reflective and keep striving toward mastery.